Extra. On Tuesday night when Andrew Moore was drafted by the Seattle Mariners, the pressure was so intense in the Moore household, Andrew had to go out and buy stress balls for his family. But if you've ever seen Andrew pitch in the last 3 years at Oregon State, pressure would be the last thing you'd see surrounding him, especially when you look at his past as a sports symbol of Eugene and as a local prodigy.
I remember when we recruited him and he was playing basketball against Corvallis for North Eugene, and this guy comes back and he didn't know that Andrew Moore was a baseball player, and so he was telling me about the game. He goes, yeah, God, I had this guy. He was just, we were beating him, and this guy was all over the floor diving and, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's the kind of guy that the other team doesn't like, man. And I said, well, was he good? Oh, he was real good. And it was Andrew Moore.
It's pretty hard to argue with him. Whether on the hard floor or on the diamond, he tends to make his opponents frustrated. In his 3 years at Oregon State, Andrew Moore has established himself as one of the premier pitchers in all of college baseball and one of the icons for Beaver athletics. But all good stories had to start somewhere, some of them even locally. For Moore, the Red Storm began brewing right here at North Eugene High School.
My brother played there. Obviously, growing up, I grew up in the same house that I lived when I was there, so I watched North Eugene baseball, watched the Eugene Challengers, so kind of always dreamed to go there. And I went to a Herrick Catholic school, so that leads into Marist. So up till 8th grade year, I wasn't even sure where I was going to go to high school, and then decided to go to North based on you know, just Coach Nicholson and the program that he runs and success that they had. Coach Nicholson, you know, he was a great coach, but he was even a better guy off the field where you know, he doesn't have children, so we were his kids, and he always took care of us and made sure that we were always, you know, had enough food or had a ride or, you know, just anything like that.
It wouldn't be too long before Moore began to gain interest from several schools across the Northwest. But even with several schools wanting to bring him in, there was still one program nestled in the small town of Corvallis that had played a part in his life growing up and anxiously awaited to hear from.
I think sophomore year after we won the state championship was kind of that time for me where after we won it, started to get some letters and stuff, not a whole lot, and then once junior year started is where I started getting emails and calls and letters and stuff from different colleges. But at that point I still hadn't heard from Oregon State, so I was still kind of wondering about them if that'd be an opportunity. We were big Beaver fans, so we grew up watching, you know, Darwin Barney, Nickerson, Gunderson, Jacoby, all these guys, and when they won the national championship, they flew back into Eugene, and we were the first ones at the airport welcoming them back, and I still have those newspaper articles and those signed baseballs in my room in Eugene. Ultimately, you know, when we came here and sat down with Yeski and Casey and Bailey and got to meet some of the players, we just felt like it was kind of that family atmosphere that we were really looking for, and you know, just the opportunity to play for Coach Casey is something I dreamed of my whole life.
Right from the get-go, Pat Casey saw Moore as a weekend starter in the Beavers' rotation, which not only gave the at-the-time freshman the confidence needed for an 18-year-old kid transitioning to a bigger stage, but also the motivation to even better his craft, thanks to some older teammates.
You know, that's something I really took to heart, and you know, really took it as a challenge that they said that that's what they feel like I can be, so I had figured, you know, I need to be able to stand up to that. And so I'd never lifted in high school, so, you know, just kind of working my butt off with my teammates in the weight room. You know, Ben Wetzler and Matt Boyd were always pushing me in there to be better. Sadly, we had some injuries there before the season freshman that allowed me to step in. And some of the guys just sat me down before that first start and said, you know, you've showed us all fall, you belong here, just go out there, have fun and do what you've been doing all fall, and, you know, we'll be back there supporting you, whatever happens. So, you know, that really meant a lot to me here from some All-Americans, you know, just telling a little freshman like me where they could be, you know, just throwing me in the corner and, you know, just letting me, you know, trying to figure it out on my own. But they were always there supporting me, and, you know, that meant the world to me, having them there.
But over the span of 3 years, Andrew had not only the support of his teammates, not only did he have the support of Beaver fans, but overall had the support from the city of Eugene, of all places enemy territory. And throughout his days in the Willamette Valley, Moore feels honored to be a face of Western Oregon baseball.
You know, watching a lot of great guys like, you know, Tyler Woodkey, Brendan Sabo, some of the guys in North Eugene, I always looked up to them and hoped that I could be that role model like they were. And so just being able to, you know, go back to Eugene and have the support I have from like you said, whether it's Duck fans or Beaver fans, I think they just all appreciate good baseball. Going back in town, having the support, never my name is called. I think that's been, a lot of fun. It's crazy. Look, it's already been 7 years since I stepped foot in North Eugene. It's crazy how fast it comes. It's been an incredible 7 years, and just kind of excited to see where it's going to take me from now on. And I know there's people who will always be there behind me, and that means the world to me. So just trying to give back that support as much as I can is something that I want to do.